Hi all, so today we're going to be talking about the F-89D. It's a 7.0 US jet premium, and it's really expensive. It costs 11,310 GE, which makes it, I believe, the most expensive GE premium in the game. Because you actually have to buy the F-89B first before you can even buy the F-89D. It's a premium that requires buying a premium. It's pretty lame. However, because it's a premium that requires buying a premium, you would think it would be a pretty cool jet, right? Well, it is. So the F-89D has no guns whatsoever, and instead you have to use proximity fused rockets. They're funny. They're hard to use, but they're really, really funny. So these prox fused rockets, the M439s, actually are quite good because you can fire a lot of them. You get 104 of them in total, and you can just spam them at enemies and do a lot of damage, either killing them or doing so much damage to them that they're basically killed anyway or will get killed. So, in that regard, it's pretty effective. The problem is, they're rockets. They're really far out in the wings, so they're really hard to lead until you get a feel for them, and because they're rockets, their velocity kind of sucks, so good luck actually shooting them at anyone who's trying to actively outmaneuver you. It's really good in head-ons, and it's really good at chasing enemies. So, the 89D, the way I would use it is I would either just head-on people, spam rockets at them from like 2k out, and pull away. Because their bullets aren't going to hit you, Chief, but your rockets are sure going to keep going, and you'll either kill the bastard, or do so much damage to him that he's going to die anyway. If you're trying to chase someone down, chase them down from far out, use all of your speed, fire a couple trial rockets to get a feel for the rockets, and then, you know, if once you get close, you can spam. Just hope they don't actually notice you, because if they dodge, just zoom away and commit again. Don't try and dogfight. The plane is way too weighty to actually dogfight with. You will lose. You will get outturned or out-accelerated by pretty much everyone else in range, so just don't even try. I don't have any advice for the rockets, unfortunately. They're really hard to use and get a feel for. I still suck with them, so it's shitty to say, but you just kind of have to get a feel for them by yourself. Do note that the rockets are unguided, which means they count for fire arrows, which means every single kill you get will get you an extra 750 silver lions, which is small, but you know, it's free silver. And if you need fire arrows for any tasks, it's free with this plane. It is just free. Like I said, you do have to boom and zoom though. You can't turn fight. I mean, you can go on, you can try turn fighting someone, you will die, and it will be funny. I've tried it in pinch situations, it doesn't work. You will just absolutely get nuked. Notably, though, the 89D gets access to an afterburner at 7.0. Remember how I said you boom and zoom? Hey, yeah, you're one of the fastest planes in your range. You will rip yourself. Like, if you leave your afterburner on and fly in a straight line, you will break yourself up. It breaks around 900 kilometers per hour. You can kind of push it higher at higher altitudes, but just assume 900 is pretty much your hard wall. I think specifically it rips around 920, give or take, but 900 is basically your hard wall. Don't be afraid to hit the air brake, because otherwise you will tear yourself up, and it will be very sad, and it will look very funny to anyone who happens to see you do it. That said, while it is very fast in a straight line, the acceleration is complete dog shit, especially at low speed, and it's heavy. It's a big plane, it has a shitload of rockets on it. It's damn heavy, it's big, it's weighty, it's slow until it gets going. Once it gets going, it's great. You can boom and zoom, and you can shred people, and you can chase planes down, and, you know, you can spam people in head-ons and pull away before they even know you're there. Just don't turn fight them. You will explode. This plane was historically designed as a bomber interceptor, because I feel like I have to give note to this, because people go, oh, it was supposed to be used against Soviet bombers. Maybe it'll work well as a bomber interceptor in-game. It doesn't. Don't be fooled. If you try and climb all the way up to bombers, which have air spawns, you will be way too slow, and you will be absolutely free food for their guns. So just don't even bother. If this plane had an air spawn, you could probably do it, but since you start on the airfield, the climb rate's good, it's not that good. You will get obliterated by bombers if you try and actively engage them. Don't bother. I like climbing to about 3,000 to 4,000, give or take, and playing around there, because then you can feast on anyone that's low altitude, because you'll be able to just use so much speed from diving that you'll be able to catch them out, or you can head on people pretty easily, and then dive away and use your speed to get away. Basically, you should always be using your speed to your advantage no matter what. It is pretty much the extreme of a boom and zoom plane, because if you try to turn fight, you will just die. Always load minimum fuel. Air battles don't last long enough. Just load minimum. I don't know why you wouldn't load minimum fuel. Just load minimum fuel. It does have a radar. I've never used it. Apparently it's okay for sim. I don't play sim. If you play sim and you think radars are good, it has a radar. I can't tell you much more than that. I also have not used it for cast work, although, if you're running the full cast loader, you can get 120 rockets in total. You can torture ground vehicles with it. It sounds pretty funny. I haven't done it firsthand, but it sounds pretty damn funny. In ARB, you can actually use the rockets to hit bases as well, and supposedly, according to the War Thunder wiki, this makes you big money. I have a clip of me doing it, and it does not make you big money. If you need to kill rockets and bases in a pinch, you can use rockets. Like, if you need to damage a base in a pinch, you can use the rockets. It's just not good for your economy, and you'll dump all your rockets, maybe kill a base, maybe, and then have to go all the way back, and you're completely useless because you have no guns. So, unless you absolutely have to kill ground targets to win a game, don't go for bases. It's just not worth it. Your crew skills are, of course, standard fighter crew skills. I mean, what else would you take? But, you do want to take weapon maintenance, because it will make your rockets spread a lot less, and when your rockets are your only armament, you need them to be as consistent as possible. Take weapon maintenance, expert your crew, ace your crew if you have even more money. Like, if you're a Giga Whale, obviously ace your crew. But try and at least get expert with your standard skills and weapon maintenance. All in all, I do think it's a good plane. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's really, really funny. I don't think it ever gets old just deleting people in head-ons with a swarm of rockets while they can't do anything about it. I think it's absolutely hilarious. The problem is, it is a hard plane to use. If you try and climb too much, your entire team will just die because ARB. And if you don't climb enough, or you try and turn fight, you will get killed. So it does take a bit of brain power to use, and a bit of luck on your teammates just not all killing themselves. And on top of that, it's just absurdly expensive. It is too expensive. Luckily, it's not in missile jet range, so the game is actually still fun at this tier. But just keep in mind that unless you have friends in your squad, you are reliant on your teammates to win games, honestly. You can only get, I think I've done 4 kills in one life with the rockets, but you will pretty much never get more than 4 before you need to RTB. And by the time you RTB, let's be real, you're pretty much screwed. It is a good jet, though. It is fun. I don't know why it's coupled. Just a little tangent here. There were other vehicles in the past that were coupled. So, for example, the M201699, the rocket Pershing, used to require buying the Calliope, the rocket Sherman. That was changed at some point. I don't know when, but it was. So, maybe in the future the F-89D will get uncoupled with the F-89B, in which case I do highly recommend it. I think it's a lot of fun. Otherwise, just wait for a sale. Like, wait for a good sale, too, because let's say you even have a 50% off sale, you're still looking at 7k GE, almost. More like 55, 6k GE. But still, it's an expensive plane. Really fun plane, but expensive. Or, at the very least, make sure you would play the F-89D as well, because that's a lot of money to be spending on one silly 7.0 rocket jet, isn't it?